Howdy, this is me from the future again, and I just want to thank everybody for sticking with it and showing up again. Pretty cold out here. It's I think 8 degrees Fahrenheit. Real temperature, not that commie stuff they use up north. It's cold. It's cold. Anyways, what was I gonna tell you? I got some stuff here that I wrote down that I wanted to touch on. Number one, welcome the viewers. Well, we did that. 2, notifications. If you make a comment and I just blatantly ignore you, it's not my fault, because the notifications on YouTube suck. And with the new subscribers coming in, it's made the channel a little more popular. You know, not making enough to develop a serious cocaine habit yet, but you know, fingers crossed, we're working on it. So back to the past now, where it was a lot warmer, right?
This is a security announcement reminding passengers to keep a watchful eye on their luggage and personal belongings at all times.
Alright, so far I took this old drive shaft bearing that I screwed up earlier and ended up having to cut off, and I shortened it down. And hopefully it's going to kind of be a holder for this. I'll make some bolt and nut tightening arrangement here, and we'll see if that works. The plan is to use this nut and braze it to this cut off bushing I got, and then the unit with the sprocket on it will slide down inside there, like so. Inside there, then there'll be a little dimple on here that'll hold that in good and secure. At least we're hoping so. Now, have I got enough gas to braze it? That's the next thing. Here's what I got. Looks like I got something on my camera lens right there. This is a piece I made. Braze that on there. This screws down into there. And this, which holds all this inside here, slips in. I'll probably have to take this out so I can see where that dimple is I drilled in it. I can feel it lock up. Do that. I'll probably put another nut on here so it's kind of a lock nut situation. And this slides down into here with the bearings, and that onto there. Now I have to have something that comes down from here down to the spindle arm and then clamps on tight. So that's the next thing. This is what we've got. I don't know if you can see that good or not. Anyways, here it is. Brazed it all to this outer shell, and this of course is held in by this, because this whole thing will slide out like that. So there is some adjustment. Now I'll probably cut this off probably right about here, because I need something to hold it to the spindle arm. I haven't figured that out that far yet, so we're getting there. Well, it's another garage door down day. The days are getting cooler and cooler. There'll probably be a ton of snow on the ground by the time you see this. But today, went and got gas for my brazing outfit. And I moved it from over there to up here. I think that'll be a little handier. I think the hose will still reach outside if I feel the need to be out there. And got them all sprayed with soap, so I know there's no leaks. And I've just been messing around here with some clamps and stuff, trying to figure this deal out. I've got it clamped where it would go, you know, this sprocket in relationship to that one. Been moving the tire or the wheel back and forth this way and that way, in and out, to kind of see what the interference issues are going to be. Now this bracket here is just something I got in some junk, and that's what goes on to the outside of this bearing block I've got here. Little concerned this isn't strong enough to keep this stable. I'm sure there's something I can do. What I'd like to do is just hold that right about there. Now I've got to figure out how to get from here down to this arm, and then this can slide in and out for adjustments. This is tricky because right where you gotta hook something onto this arm, it bends up, so it's not a, you know, it's not a flat surface to clamp anything to. So neato. I got to come up with some kind of idea to attach that. Okay, I've rambled on long enough. I'm starting to just not even make sense. But anyways, there's kind of what we're looking at. Really similar to the Model T way they did it at Ford, except I'm using a chain. That's really the only difference. Instead of a gear, it's a chain. Okay, today we are taking a break from all this jazz. The plan is to start this up, run it, take it around the block a few times, bring it in, and drain the radiator, because we are going below 30 at night for the next week. All right, good morning. Yesterday we took this out on the road and everything went pretty well. Got it warmed up. Got the water drained out of it because it's starting to get cold, real cold. So I'm back on to making parts for the speedometer deal. Today we want to try to come up with some kind of mount to mount that bit down there on that arm. I'm kind of thinking this is some pretty stiff steel here, kind of thick. Might try to make a mount with that. I'm not sure. We got new gas, so we got plenty to work with. We'll see what happens. Alright, this is how far I've got on this. The arm will go through there, obviously. But kind of crudely cut out and ground off. And now I need to make this so it's got more grip. I don't really know how to explain that, but I know what I need to do, I think. Alright, we got this clamp made. I don't know if you can see it or not, but see, I brazed in those pieces of round rod and then shaped them. And that gives it something to bite on that arm a little bit. These bits right there, and then in the back on the bottom of the top also, and that gives it a little more bite. You can see it better there. If my finger was the thing it's clamping to, that's the idea right there. So a little more tweaking and I think I'll have that part. Alright, after much swearing and throwing of tools and letting the neighbors know that they live beside a maniac, here's the basic idea now. I don't have, the chain adjusted, but that's it. That'll turn that. I mean, and this is pretty darn stiff. There's the clamp I made. I bent this over. Of course, the vice grips won't stay on there. That's not standard equipment. Those will change. And I can move in and out, up and down for adjustment. So, yeah, that's the idea. A lot of work for something that I really don't need, but it's a challenge. All right, there it is, moving. All right, still working with the garage door down. Yesterday we messed around with that some more, the speedometer drive, and it was okay, but I'm kind of redesigning part of it because I wasn't satisfied with it. So I went to the hardware store and picked up a few items, and we'll see what happens. Okay, we have been out here for hours, And I think we're getting closer to the right design. It's been a struggle. Here comes the garbage truck. And we're back. This is a hell of a thing to line up, let me tell you. I've still got it pretty loose. I see it bobbles a little bit on the bottom. But we're getting it. Rolls both ways. I can go in and out here and forward and backward here. So that gives me a fair amount of adjustment. Once I get the correct angle of the dangle here, then I will put some braze right there so I can hold that right where it needs to be, and this won't turn. I need to get some grade 8 bolts in there because those are never going to make it. You wouldn't think there'd be a lot of stress on this because, you know, it's just turning that gear, that small cog. But if you don't have it right where it's supposed to be, boy, it throws a fit. But everything seems to be okay. So, all right, that's enough for today. I'm wore out, but there's been many times I wished I'd never started this. Thank goodness for editing, because you'll never know if it don't turn out. I'll be the only one that has to live with the embarrassment. All right, that's it. Okay, made some parts today for the small gear end to hook the cable to. Goes in here. Let's see, what should I start with? Silver soldered this bronze washer inside of the bronze bushing I had, and this goes in there. Now I got to remember which end it goes in. Okay. This goes in here up against there, which captures this so it can't come out. Then this goes on here, and now it can't, you know, slide in, so it spins on there on the bearings. Now, got that. Take this apart. I haven't got anything machined here for hooking the actual cable in yet. That'll be tomorrow, I hope. Okay, there's the shaft. Now, for the cable to hook in, I cut a fitting and I silver soldered it to this bushing, and I put a fitting down into this one here. I turned this down so it would fit in there, silver soldered. This is where the actual cable will come in, right there. Then this, once you get all that done, can screw on to here. So, and of course, this will be inside here. That's probably as plain as mud, but trust me, I've got a plan. Anyway, this will all come apart for servicing and whatnot. But yeah, That's about the third design generation there. Basically, this is how it's going to look. And of course, it's captured around there by the thing that bolts to the dealy bob on the wheel. There, that's how it looks. Cable goes in here. So I should have filmed a lot of that, but you know, doing something like this, when you really get into it, you don't want to stop and move a camera around. So now tomorrow, I'm going to machine the shaft so that it fits down in there correctly, and then go into the end here and get something put together to where the cable can go into. So, and I bought some square brass tubing. Where's the thing? Okay. Bought this, and this will fit inside that. So my plan is to get this smaller piece hooked on the end of the cable, and this piece down inside here, so that the cable can just ride in that. It's got a little bit of freedom to go back and forth if it needs it. So that's it. Alright, we've got the square down inside there, and this is going to be on the cable. Slides in there, runs that. Did make a spacer here, fits down in there, keep that bearing from shifting around in there. And then this on here, and what holds the cable. There. Oops, pulled it out. There we go. Now I just got to get this done, get it cut the right length. So far, hey, so far so good. All right, here we are. First part of November. Been working on this project for well over 2 weeks, and as you can see, we have a speedometer. Now I don't know if I can do this or not, but I would like you to see it work. Okay, now I can't spin it very fast, so I'll probably only get about 5 miles an hour out of it. And it could be off. Oh, we got 7 miles an hour out of it. And pretty much back to zero. For now, temporarily, cable comes down through here, runs along the side, and there's the mechanism. Crude that it may be, A little bit of black paint will do wonders for it. I still have to, this right here, I still have to shim it in and out in a few spots. It doesn't run quite true yet. But holy cow, it actually works. Now, my first impressions are that I need to order a smaller gear because I really think it's reading low. I mean, you know, that's my impression. Won't know until I drive it. Probably won't get to drive it because tomorrow the DOT person is coming. So that shoots that. Maybe yet this week I can dump some water in it and drive it. I don't know. We'll see. Here's the best part. Speedometer, I knew that it ran backwards. Had to be geared so that, you know, what am I trying to say? Had to be geared so this turned different than the wheel so that it worked right. Okay. Thought I had it figured out. Nope. Had it exactly backwards. As soon as I spun the front wheel, I knew I was in trouble. So I had to re-gear this a different way. I spent most of yesterday doing that, but it works now. So, you know,